morning. Happy Saturday. Perhaps it is Sunday, depending upon where you are on the globe. And I'm praying that all of you are enjoying this new day. And welcome to those who has come in. Hey there, member Daddy. Hi there, Kay. Rain, how are you? It's a brand new day. Thank you, member Daddy. And thank you, Chaos Rain. And to those who may catch the replay. So this is going to be my normal, even though I was not available last week to do this. My week 13 picks and predictions. So it has been an interesting week, to say the least. And I'm not going to gloat just yet. Trust me, I will, but not just yet. So, as I normally do, I'm going to go over the standings thus far. And I was hoping one individual would fly in, but I'm sure if not now on the replay, or I'll get a little comment because I will be dragging them. So, without further delay, the standings are as follows. Looking at the AFC. And yes, I had to put Dak Prescott up front because he represents my favorite team, which is the Dallas Cowboys. Let me repeat that. My favorite team is the Dallas Cowboys. So, looking at, oh gosh, he has come in. Hi there, Blackbird. How are you? I have something extremely special for you, but thank you. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. That has come and that has gone. Now I'm looking forward to 56. Okay. I think Chaos is about to troll me. And he asked, the Cowboys, will they win the ring this year? Doe Eyes TV? I don't know. And the majority of people who come in here will give me a brief history lesson on how many years it's taken for them to make it past playoff game number 1. So, in answer to your question, I don't know. But in the words, and I've said this before, Jesse L. Jackson, keep hope alive. You never know. And Little Blackbird says, she knows. She knows the Cowboys won't win the Super Bowl. And Blackbird says she doesn't want to admit it. Stranger things have happened, Blackbird. One of which, your team actually winning over 2 games this season. So that's a miracle. And Chaos Rain says it's now 26 years as possible. I hope I'll still be around, Chaos. Maybe someone from the heavens will let me know. Anyway, as it stands at the AFC East, another member who is not in here right now, and I'll let you laugh for a little bit, Blackbird, because you're going to get on my nerves. See, why'd you have to add that? Why, Blackbird? But it's okay. But another member who loves the Dolphins should be experiencing nothing but glee as the Dolphins are leading their division 8-3. Then we have the Buffalo Bills tied up 6-6. The New York Jets 4-7. and the Patriots, 2-9. Keep in mind, this is week 13. So, the Patriots, you've got to start moving and grooving out here. And Blackbird says, oh gosh, here we go with this rhetoric. We played weaker teams. We are no longer pulling up the rear. Ah, I wouldn't say that right now, Blackbird, but we are all entitled to our opinion. And Chaos says, don't say that. You've got life and years. Oh, I definitely do, but the question was Cowboys. And if it took them 26 years, and if you add on another 26, I'll be pushing up daisies. Actually, many people would be. Hey there, member Isha, how are you? And Teddy is still here. Thank you all. So let's travel down to the NFC North, where we have the Baltimore Ravens, which happens to be a home team, who leads that division 9-3. Then we have the terrible towel waving Steelers 7-4, along with Cleveland Browns, who many people are looking at going to the Super Bowl. I'm not really sure about that, but they, along with Pittsburgh, are at 7-4. And then we have the Cincinnati Bengals at 5-6. And let's see what Blackbird is saying. The Commanders are in last place in the division since we kicked their butt. No, trying to curse. You sure about that, Blackbird? Are you sure about that? And the AFC South, Jacksonville is leading that division, 8-3, and Indianapolis and Houston both are tied with the standings of 6-5. Then we have the Tennessee Titans, 4-7. And we'll round it up with the AFC West, with Kansas City leading their division, 8-3. Denver Broncos, surprisingly. And I actually called an upset, but nobody gave me credit for it. They are 6-5, and Las Vegas 5-7, with the Chargers 4-7. So the most pitiful team thus far in the AFC is the New England Patriots, 2-9. And Blackbird says, I was at that game too. And what else did Blackbird say? The Commanders left early. Yeah, they probably should have. Hi there, Brenda. And Chaos says, this should be an interesting month for football. We indeed should see. Absolutely. This weekend should be good. You too, Icha. Happy weekend. Thank you, Brenda. And you all members, make sure you keep your notifications on for another giveaway sometime in December. So let us travel to the NFC East, which to me, and I'm very biased and have no problems in saying that, is my favorite division. The Eagles, who just won't land and stay down, are leading that division at 10-1. And my team, America's team, is coming in second with 9-3. Now, Little Blackbird said earlier that the Commanders are in last place, but According to sports sources, and again, I implore you to conduct your own independent research, it shows them right now tied for last place, 4-8. Now, Blackbird, if I'm wrong, my apologies. I have no problems in saying that I was wrong, but unless something wasn't added, it's showing that the Giants and the Commanders are both at 4-8. And you should be able to get some rest because you are on a bye week. And I'm speaking to the Giants fans. Next, NFC North. We have Detroit also leading the division 8-3. Did I not say last week? Yes, I just said that, Blackbird. Keep up. You're on a bye week, but at present, again, unless the stats are wrong or it has not updated, both the Giants and Washington are at 4-8. Blackbird says the Giants have a tiebreaker over the Commanders. Okay, well, what I'm looking at says 4-8. So again, if that's not correct, then my apologies. Next, as I said, hey there, Trending Jade, how are you? Happy Saturday. Perhaps it's Sunday, depending upon where you are. Now, I said last year, yes, I do. I have pupils. So last year, I mentioned when Detroit and the Giants started to show promise that maybe it is time for these teams to get rid of the horrible history. This year, the 2023-2024 season, only one of those teams have actually shown that what they put up last year was not a fluke, because they, as I said, are leading their division at 8-3. What team could I be speaking about? The Detroit Lions. The Giants, you're not even at 500, which I predicted as well. You're actually below. And you've been that way for how many years now? Would you like to talk about that? Hey there, Roll Rich, how are you? Yes, Blackbird, your season is over. Hi there, PMTV. And again, congratulations. Season isn't over. For who? Blackbird, are you even on the bubble? Are you even on the bubble? Thank you, Roll Rich. Let me star that. And Brenda, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Everyone, welcome new member, Brenda, or Brita, I'm sorry. And again, I concur with Roll Rich. The Giants are always horrible. And Blackbird, I'm going to invest in an industrial box of Kleenex for you, because every week you cry. And Blackbird's comment was, we are 2 games out of playing seeding. Yes, 2 games, but keep in mind, Blackbird, we're at week 13. And quite honestly, I don't see that happening. Sorry. And Blackbird says, Dallas always chokes in the playoffs. Perhaps, but they make the playoffs. Again, are you even on the bubble? Are you on the wild card? Ask yourself that. AR Walking Tour, how are you? And welcome, Edna's blog. Welcome, member Edna's. How are you today? Or perhaps it's this afternoon. Hold on for a moment, Rita. And thank you, Edna. Making sure I get everyone's comments up. And Blackbird says, how long have Dallas been choking in the playoffs? I don't know. Obviously, it's been a very long time. But the most important question I would ask you, Blackbird McKnight, how many years has it been since the Giants have made the playoffs? How many years has it been since the Giants had a winning season? How many years has it been since the Giants have won at least 4 games? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the last 10 years. Let's talk about that. And Roll Rich says, I would rather make the playoff every year than to lose. Then do what the Giants do. Absolutely. Roll Rich, finally, someone that possibly would let Blackbird understand. It's been a year. We won 4 games this year. Well, you know what? Congratulations. Congratulations, Blackbird McKnight. As a matter of fact, shout out to the Giants who have won 4 games this year. All right. Dynamite. Congratulations. And Roll Rich says the last time was when they won their championship. This is always going to be Blackbird. He's always going to talk about the past. He will never stay in the present year. And Roll Rich says, I love the Giants, but it's being like a Knicks fan. Don't you talk about my Knicks. A lot of disappointment. Yes, I enjoyed the Knicks of the 80s. Being a DMV fan of many sports, I wanted the Knicks to win because I was a huge, or as Donald Trump will say, huge, silent H, Patrick Ewing fan, and I really wanted to see him get a ring. It didn't happen, even though to me they had a fire squad back in the 80s. I never thought that Ewing, John Starks, the late, great Anthony Mason, and the addition of the Worm, I never thought that they would never, ever win a chip, but that's how it goes. It was disappointing. I thought they were deserving, but they just could not get it done. And Roll Rich says the 80s was the golden year. Oh, he said ear, but I know you meant year of the Knicks. Yes, indeed. And if I'm not mistaken, it was the year when John Starks delivered a nasty dunk over Michael Jordan. I remember that. And she is up. And Roll Rich says, I thought Pat was going to get one also, and they cheated the draft so the Knicks could get him. Absolutely. Absolutely. When he And the Hoyas, I mean, even the Hoyas, if you remember that squad with the late John Thompson, I knew when he went to the Knicks, I just knew in my heart, okay, this is a power team, and there was no way they would not get a chip, but they didn't. I enjoyed watching the Knicks. I enjoyed the battle between the Knicks and the Pacers, especially the threes, where John Starks and Reggie Miller would be knocking those threes out back to back. And for some of those that remember back in the day, where Spike Lee would be sitting on the front, egging it on. Roll Rich says, I never knew you were this knowledgeable in sports. Absolutely. There's a lot of things people don't know. You just have to listen. I mean, I guess if I was beefing all of the time, there would be more viewership. And trust me, I could if I wanted to, but I'm at the point where, well, I still may. Depends on how one little thing goes. But for the most part, I'm too old for that. So, yeah. And Roll Rich says, this is my kind of convo. Unfortunately, there's a younger person in here that wants to stay in the past, so I'm not even putting up that. I'm going further. And AR is still here. Hold on for a moment, new member. I wanted to get through this. But yeah, that's the era I grew up, and that's where I really was extremely excited about sports because it wasn't as commercialized, and to me the sportsmanship and the love of the game was highlighted more then. This is just my opinion. It can be debated, it could be argued, but there wasn't as much emphasis on contracts and things of that nature. Sometimes when you mix money over top of the actual love of the game, the blood, sweat, and tears that these gentlemen and now women who are in the WNBA have put out just to be able to play. I mean, this is a dream for many folks, and not too many have that gift or have been blessed to do that. So as time went on, as more money started to be flashed around, and unfortunately scandals have been around for a long time, but at that time a lot of things were hush hush, or people and things were paid off, things went away. Sometimes people went away. It's real talk. It's not as fun anymore, and that's just my opinion. So that being said, let me get over to my new member. And Roll Rich says, remember when Grandmama sent Reggie home and the Knicks lost to the Spurs in the finals, giving San Antonio their first championship in history? Yes. Oh my goodness. That brings me back to some of the old players. Hey there, Toby. Hey there, member Toby. How are you? And Blackbird says players don't play as hard as they used to. No, because in my opinion, and that's debatable. I would put a question up, but you all can answer it in the chat, and I'll star this as well, and I'll go over to get my member up. Players don't play as hard as they used to. Thank you for that, Blackbird. And is it because of the amounts of these contracts or some of the hard fouls and the subsequent injuries one receives or could receive? And Roll Rich says they are trying to extend their career. So you all can answer that. And let me make sure I get over to my member. I'm paying attention to you all as well. Blackbird says, the game got softer too. That's a factor. Again, is it because of the amount of monies paid on these contracts, along with incentives and endorsements? Oh, I thought I put it up. Hold on. Oh, Rich. Toby says, I agree. The chaos channels are cool, but you can't appear there all the time. I highlighted this one. No, I didn't put up your petty comments. And Toby, okay. The game is softer. Skip. And thank you for the Cowboys thumbnail. Absolutely. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But you keep me on my toes. And let me start this real quick. And let me get to my number. Hopefully, Rita is still in here. If not, I'll be able to find her anyway. Rollrich says, football is a dangerous game, so I kind of get it. But if you're getting paid to play, you've got to lay. Or is it, what was that song? You've got to pay to lay. Anyway, you're getting paid to play. They should play, leave it on the field. And they got all these new rules holding the defense back. I agree with that. But from what I've seen in these last 2 seasons, with this season being the worst, especially with the ejection, I believe it was last week, with the helmet to helmet, you got to keep in mind being continuously hit. And I'm not going to go into CTE much, but there are a lot of things that players may not even think about at the time. But it's after you retire and all of these things come into play, and then real life hits. One of my favorite players back in the day who played for the Green Bay Packers, the frozen tundra of Lambeau Fields. Brett Favre is in a horrible quagmire, and I'm just going to say with alleged involvement with fraud. Now, you would think, many would think, these are athletes, and it's not just limited to athletes, all celebrities. You would think that after playing so many years, and if you're lucky or you've played hard enough to hoist that coveted Lombardi trophy, you would have enough saved that would take care of you, your family, your lineage for a lifetime. But unfortunately, we have seen so many times that isn't the case. There's been mismanagement by either the player or those that these players and or celebrities entrust their funds to. And that's another topic altogether, but that really is a problem. So let me find Brita. There you are, Brita. Let me get to these comments. And hey there, Melly. Jacob says, do I like bouncy houses? Jacob, I don't know who you are. You seem like you're a troll. So my answer to you is I'm going to bounce your backside right on out of here. Enjoy. Sorry about that. As I said, every now and again we get trolls, and I had to bounce that one right on out of here. Oh, the petty comment, absolutely. And I bounced right past your petty your comment. Like players, Ray Lewis and Sean Taylor, yes. Number 21, Sean Taylor, rest in peace. I believe the team was the Redskins at the time, but we all know, most of us know, that they've changed from the Redskins to the Washington football team, which was absolutely horrible, and the Commanders. I still have no idea, and actually I have a new word, clue, which is just a combination of no clue, no idea. So I just say clue. I have no clue as to who made up that name, the Commanders, but it is what it is. But yes, wouldn't be able to play in this era of football. Well, I'm not really sure about that. Maybe with Ray Lewis, but Sean Taylor was a beast. He was actually in his prime before his untimely passing, which again brings me back to what I said earlier. People entrusting their monies to managers, perhaps friends. And I would be really careful with whom people consider friends these days. We've seen so many things happen, and at the end of investigations, a lot of times it's the friends that wind up being the actual culpable party or set up their so-called friend, which is really sad. But again, that's debatable, Blackbird. But I believe Sean Taylor, he was in his prime, and he could hang in with this era. Again, it's debatable, my opinion. And Toby says, Chad, these football players are monsters. Protect the players versus the physicality of the game. It's a good comment. I'll leave it up. These football players are monsters. Protect the players versus the physicality of the game. Well, in that case, Toby, to me, and I'll say this, I've said it before, you've got to look at these coaches and the level of training they're getting during OTAs. Because some, and this is just from my optics, some of these players are getting flung around like rag dolls. You didn't see that back in the 80s era. You didn't see it in the early 90s. So I'm not sure what the disconnect is, but that is definitely something I agree with. And Toby said, I like Brett Favre, the football player. Absolutely. I have no idea what happened, but there are a lot of people mixed up and a lot of shisty and shaky things. Hey there, Melly. Welcome, member Melly. And Toby says, Brett Favre said he didn't know or he didn't say anything wrong with Derek. Oh, he did? Let me read this again. Brett Favre said he didn't see anything wrong with Derek Chauvin placing his knee on George Floyd's neck. I actually have a short that's almost at 5K, and the comments, they're almost half and half. There are a lot of people that have had negative, ugly things to say about the late George Floyd. And again, I'm not going to get too much into that. And there are also people that sympathize with Derek Chauvin. And if people aren't familiar with that, Derek Chauvin was found guilty in the deletion of George Floyd back in 2020. If you're not familiar with the incident, you can Google it. But recently, Derek Chauvin, and I did a little video on that, he was injured while serving 20 years in prison as a result of the deletion of George Floyd. So again, a lot of people blame George Floyd for his demise, and then you have a population of people who say different. Again, I wasn't there. I cannot speak on it, but the facts are George Floyd is no longer here. Derek Chauvin is spending at present 20 years in prison, and we know that from many stories, um, the dangers in prison are there. So that's all I'm going to say on that. But no, I did not know that he said that. And unfortunately, there are many people that say many cruel things, but there is something called freedom of speech. So that's how it is, unfortunately. And you can't go to jail for saying something that may hurt someone's feelings. There are other things that can be done depending on the severity, but for the most part, no. Good night, Meadow Channel. And Blackbird says, I believe the NFL may be facing lawsuits dealing with players having CTE and concussions. Yes, there have been a myriad of concussion protocols this season alone. So again, those are things that people just need to learn how to conceptualize and look at the future. Yes, you're gaining a handsome purse right now, but if you are a QB and sometimes wideouts or special teams, and you have these big brawling people charging at you, and you have a helmet to helmet, and this continues to happen, you are going to experience problems. And not to mention, and again, this can be for another topic because I've gone way off now, but pain management, that is also an issue. You know, a lot of players end up having to seek pain management sometimes, not all the times. And again, I implore you to conduct your own independent research. That can lead to addictions as well. So you just have to weigh it. But yes, there's a lot of information on CTE out there. Melly is laughing. I don't know what Melly is laughing at right now. What was hilarious, Melly? I'm like way back in the comments. Yes, rest in peace, Sean Taylor. The Washington, D.C. area was devastated. And don't hold it against me, but I think the Eagles are going to run it back. Uh-oh, Melly, we may have problems. Hey there. I do not know how to pronounce your name, so I'm just going to say Ammo. Hello, Ammo, and welcome. And Blackbird says, you remember Sean Taylor hit on a punter in the Pro Bowl 2006. As I said, Sean Taylor, he was about to make a huge name for himself. And unfortunately, we saw what happened. Hey there, enemies public. Happy Saturday. Greetings. And Blackbird says, I said that Sean Taylor wouldn't be playing this era due to his physical hits. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, he was extremely physical. I thought you meant my bad, Blackbird. As I said, I am not always right. I'm wrong a lot of times. But yes, he was extremely physical and he had a passion for the game. So I misunderstood what Blackbird said. And if I am extrapolating his comment because of his physical hits, and the penalties and ejections, he may not survive many games if he made those hits this year. Did I get it right this time, Blackbird? I believe that I did. And Melly says, that dirty cop injured 22 times and survived. And again, I don't know the details of that story. You got to remember, and I need to stop saying God. I hear so many people say that. Sometimes if you keep listening to things that you know is wrong, you'll pick up on it. I have to remember that in a lot of these news stories, a lot of information may be omitted, redacted, or it's just inaccurate. So you just have to cross-reference. I don't know the accuracy of the amount of times. And again, it's just something that a lot of people are torn on. And Toby says, facts. I am a Cowboys fan, but the Eagles look great. I don't want to say that, Toby, but their record doesn't lie. Their gameplay doesn't lie. Their red zone doesn't lie. So it's going to be Eagles and the Cowboys in our division. I already know, and I'm not going to comment, Blackbird, just yet on what may happen when they meet. So Toby says, facts, Melly. I am a Cowboys fan, but the Eagles look great, and Jalen Hurts, black quarterback, 2-parent household, should win the MVP. We shall see what happens with that. And an enemy's public says Derek Chauvin should have the knee of a 300-pound man on his neck for an hour. Whoa. Okay. And again, those are some of the comments that I received on that short. And Blackbird says, I heard Brett Favre got caught stealing millions in welfare funds. Again, this is an unfortunately, alleged story, but an investigation has been going on for quite some time now, and it doesn't look good. But again, you have to do your own independent research, cross-reference, and take it from there. Melly says, Toby, I'm good as long as Kansas City doesn't run it back. PMTV has emoji up, stay home. No, everybody can't stay home. Some can, some cannot. And Enemies Public said, Brett Favre swindled. My mother used to use that word, millions from poor people to build his daughter a stadium. Whoa, wait a minute. Now see, this is something I'm definitely going to have to research because I did not know what the purpose of the alleged investigation entailed. So let me read that again. And thank you, the Enemies Public. Brett Favre swindled millions from poor people to build his daughter a stadium. Wow. Interesting. Oh, you said it was funny when I blocked the troll? Yeah, I thought that was really odd. But they come and they will go, either by choice or force. And I wasn't ugly about it. I've seen people curse trolls out but I escorted him like a lady. So, Toby says, I want Baltimore to beat the Chiefs, but the Chiefs are good. Yes, they are, but don't sleep. Do not sleep on the Ravens. And, oh Lord, Blackbird says, no, Melly, the Eagles won't run it back. And Blackbird says, you're good, Joe, no worries. And Melly says, Blackbird, it's cool as long as it isn't Kansas City. So somebody has a problem with the Chiefs in here. And Toby says, Eagles versus the Niners tomorrow. Yes, I'm getting ready to. I've been trying to get to my picks and predictions, but this conversation went elsewhere, which is actually good. I have to ask Lobo about Sean Taylor's demise, his perspective. We think alike. Indeed. And Blackbird says you got it right. And people are speaking, which is good. Good. Just being honest. And yeah, it's going to be Eagles versus the Cowboys. I know, Blackbird. I know. And I don't drink, but I may have to get a little sippy if that does come to fruition. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to handle it. And I can handle a lot of stress. But that particular game, I don't know. Melly says, I don't believe Jalen is prime time when it counts. He's like, oh my God, no, you didn't say that. Excuse me. Let me repeat that. Melly just said, I don't believe Jalen is prime time when it counts. He's like James Harden. Shots fired. Shots fired. Unpopular opinion. I can't believe I'm about to say this. Dak Prescott played well this year. He deserves MVP. Wait, what? Okay, let me make sure I'm wiping the cold out of my big eyes. Okay, I've done that. Unpopular opinion. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but Dak Prescott has played well this year. He deserves MVP. What you talking about, Willis? You been drinking, Blackbird? But thank you. Thank you for that comment, Blackbird. Dak Prescott has better stats than Hurts. And MedQ is still here. And Toby says facts. The enemy public. The schools was University of Southern Mississippi. And Melly says, though on a serious note, your channel shouldn't have trolls in my opinion. And honestly, there are only a few that slip through. Trust me. And it's okay. I will know later on today who Jacob was. No worries. As long as it doesn't affect anyone else, I am good. And Blackbird says, the Chiefs are a fun team to watch. Edna is still here. Nellie is laughing. And Blackbird says, Cowboys versus Eagles was the most watched game this year. Absolutely. And Melly says, watch out for the Jaguars. I'm not really sure about that. Jaguars to me are kind of iffy, but we shall see in the upcoming games. Ain't ya still here? Not yet. And Toby says, Joe, do you think Dak is a good all-around QB and Hurts is only a game manager? QB. Do you really want me to answer that question? Because if I do, I'm going to get dogged. But because I'm transparent and honest, and sometimes biased, I have to give my honest assessment of that question from Toby. And I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct. Is it Toby or Toby? I'm not really sure. But the question was, do I think Dak is a good all-around QB and Hurts is only a game manager QB? To be honest, I believe at least these last 2 seasons, Dak has been let me make sure I use the correct term I'm looking for. He has been a above satisfactory quarterback. I believe at times his clock management has been poor. I believe at times his O-line hasn't given him the protection needed, and he has scrambled to make plays that have subsequently turned into unfortunate pick sixes. I believe at times he's had plenty of time to make Hail Marys or get to the first down, but he's not connecting with the wideouts. I don't know if that was from past injuries. Again, I don't know if it's from a laxed O-line at times, but that is my honest assessment of that. These last couple of games, he has played extremely well. But in my opinion, and this is for all sports, and yes, I understand everybody is going to have a bad day or a bad game. But to me, and this is just from a spectator, consistency is key. And I've always said this as well. You are part of a team. If you don't play well, it is up to your team to do what they're paid to do. In football, there is a 53-man roster. You have your offensive team on the field for a time, and then you have your defensive team on the field for a time. You all have a position, and you have to play it to the best of your ability. Jalen Hurts, is he a game manager quarterback? Quite possibly. Or it may be just him not gelling all the time with his players. That's my assessment and answer to your question, Toby. And Melly says the Jags are the number 1 seed in the AFC. Absolutely. And Blackbird says Jalen Hurts ain't that good. It's his team. Oh, God, here we go. Blackbird says Dak is still Tony Romo 2.0, though. You had to slip that one in. Melly says, I like pocket passers, not scramblers. Too many fake Randall Cunningham wannabes out there. That is funny. You remember Randall Cunningham? He was on Martin. I know that's like really off topic, but that's funny. Randall Cunningham. And our third string QB won us a game. Here we go with Blackbird again. Okay, now let's get through my my live stream. And I was at the NFC East. And I have something still waiting for you, Blackbird. So as I mentioned, Detroit, who a lot of people thought were flukes last year, are at the top of their division, 8-3. Minnesota, 6-6. Green Bay, 5-6. And would you believe it? Even Chicago Bears have put up 4 wins. So the Bears, who were lowly at one time, not that much higher, but they stand with Washington and the Giants. Traveling down to the NFC South, Atlanta. NFC South doesn't look too good at all. Atlanta and New Orleans, both teams with whom I do not like at all. Both are at 5-6. Tampa Bay, 4-7. And Carolina, it pains me to have to say this, but you are still on the boards with just one win. One, O-N-E, uno. One. You're at 1-10. Let me get past that because it's really hurting. And lastly, the NFC West, San Fran, 8-3. We have Seattle, 6-6. LA Rams, 5-6. And the lowly, wait 1 second, Blackbird, Cardinals, 2-10. And yes, one of the teams that the lowly Arizona Cardinals defeated was my team, America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. And Blackbird says the Packers beat the Lions. And Melly says the Bears are better off losing to get that first pick in the draft. So, that being said, let us now go to the picks. You all can put your picks as well in the comment section. Again, the bye teams: Buffalo, Chicago, Las Vegas, the Giants, Minnesota, and Baltimore. So for Sunday, we have the Colts, 6-5, and the Tennessee Titans, 4-7. Even though the odds are with Indiana, I'm going for the Colts. I think it's going to be a close game, but I'm going against the grain and selecting the Colts. Next up, we have the 4-7 Chargers and the 2-9 Patriots. Chargers. Next, we have the 8-3 Detroit Lions over the 5-6 New Orleans Saints. Saints have been iffy all year. Detroit has shown, in my opinion, nothing but consistency. So my selection is going to be the Lions. Next, we have the Atlanta Falcons, 5-6, against the New York Jets. Both of these teams stink to me, but I agree. Patriots are garbage. So I am going to go out on a limb this time and select the Jets over the dusty Atlanta Falcons. Next, we have the 2-10 Arizona Cardinals, who will match up with the 7-4 Pittsburgh Steelers. Should be a no-brainer. Steelers. Blackbird says Jets. And Blackbird said they're worse than us. I don't know about that one, Blackbird. I don't agree with that, but c'est la vie. And 1 o'clock game. And I believe this is a game many people will be watching. The 8-3 Miami Dolphins will meet the 4-8 Commanders. I don't like the Dolphins, but if they screw around and lose that game, then I'm going to think something shisty was going on. And Blackbird said, we just beat the Pats. Okay. Any given Sunday, any team can beat any team. We saw that earlier this year, the Cardinals over the Cowboys. Remember? Next up, we have the Denver Broncos, 6-5, who will also meet the Houston Texans, 6-5. I'm going to go with Denver in OT. Again, I'm selecting Denver in overtime. The next game, oh goodness, the 1-10 Carolina Panthers will meet the 4-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't like either one of these teams. And Melly says Houston is unpredictable. True, but so is Denver. Tampa Bay, absolutely. But you never know. And we have the Cleveland Browns, which many people are looking at to do great things. They will meet the Los Angeles Rams. Cleveland is at 7-4. Los Angeles is at 5-6. I'm going with the Browns. And Blackbird said Denver. Hold on, let me make sure I get that. It's 1-5 straight. Yes, and then they upset the team. Matter of fact, I was in Lobo's chat that day, and I think 2 people, other than myself, predicted a Broncos upset. So y'all sleep on some of my selections, but they're pretty good. I must say so myself. San Fran. I have a lot of San Fran fans who are 8-3 will meet the Eagles. I'm just going to say San Fran because I don't want the Eagles to win. But if the Eagles continue to play as they have been, they're really going to be the ones that win. But I'm selecting, and I'm putting that back up there again, San Fran. And Blackbird says 49ers. And for the primetime game, Melly says San Fran, thumbs down. Raiders, thumbs down. And for the primetime game, which actually should be pretty good, the Kansas City Chiefs, 8-3, who will meet the Green Bay Packers, 5-6. I'm sorry, I'm a cheesehead fan. I'm going with Green Bay. Could be an upset. We never know. And Melly says, no, California teams. Blackbird says Kansas City. I'm sticking with Green Bay. And Melly is also given a thumbs down to Kansas City. Okay. Now for one little individual here. When I say little, I don't mean anything disrespectful. I am not sure if this is updated, but let's just say, for the sake of saying, it is. If we were looking at the playoffs, the AFC leaders are Baltimore, Kansas City, Jacksonville, and Miami, all over 500. The wild card, and this is for the AFC, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Indianapolis. The NFC leaders, the Eagles, San Fran, Detroit, unbelievable, and Atlanta. Wild card, listen to me clearly. Listen to me clearly. The wild card in the NFC, if we begin the playoffs, and if this is accurate, the wild card is as follows: Dallas, Minnesota, and Seattle. Carolina, 1-10. Arizona, 2-10. Washington, 4-8. Chicago, 4-8. Giants, 4-8. Tampa Bay, 4-7. New Orleans Saints, 5-6. LA Rams, 5-6. Green Bay, 5-6. All under 500. So, NFC East. There are two teams. Two teams, I'm sure, that'll be peeping. Can we guess who those teams are? Does anyone recognize these two teams? Anyone? 1, 2, 3. Somebody's mighty quiet. Eagles, Cowboys, indeed. Two teams in the NFC East are definitely peeping to see what's going on. So those are my picks and predictions. And I believe everyone has placed in their picks and predictions as well. And we're going to go to my Vegas picks to see who the big winner will be this week 13. Blackbird said, it's all good. Y'all going to be right on the couch come Super Bowl time. That is too funny. Thank you, Ella's Kitchen. So, hi, how are you? and welcome. So, before I leave out, let us see who is going to be, according to my Vegas Insider, the big winner for this weekend. And let me see who these comments are really quickly. Oh, that's Icha. Green Bay, hopefully. Well, I've got to see if this works. Looks like it's hung up, so I may not be able to do it this time. I was hoping. Ella's Kitchen, please do not spam. All right. I've asked very nicely not to spam the chat or self promotion during certain broadcasts. If you do that, what just happened to Illis will happen to you. And Blackbird just said Giants will win a Super Bowl. Okay. Maybe that's why everything got hung up. If I'm unable to share the screen, I'm just going to have to end this out. Yes, Melly, that was absolutely hilarious. And again, sorry for the troll earlier and sorry for the spam. Hey there, Johnny Blaze, too. But yes, I don't tolerate trolls. And again, I handle it ladylike. And I had to get rid of the spam. So, again, this is going to be my Vegas insider on who the big winner will be. And again, welcome, old Johnny Blaze. Happy Saturday to you. Hope all is well. And congratulations to your Bears for at least putting up 4 wins. And hopefully this will come up and I will close out. But again, thank you to everyone that has come in today. Welcome to members. Welcome to my new member. Everyone, again, who's here. Thank you for the birthday wishes, the donations, the cash apps, and just your support. So hopefully everyone can see. Everyone likes the Eagles, Johnny Blaze, too. Thank you, Novia. How are you? Happy Saturday. Melly says they should bring back the Redskins and the Oilers. So again, make sure if you have not already, please hit that like button. And again, hopefully you enjoyed this live stream and conversation. And we shall see what happens this Sunday. Good luck to everyone. Okay. This should have kept going. There we are. And again, this is my Vegas insiders to see who is going to be. Yeah, I gave away. I did a giveaway on my birthday live stream. So people donated, they super chatted, and they sent cash apps, and I also did a giveaway. And Melly was one of the winners. So the Chargers, looks like they're smoking. And Colts looking really crazy out there. And the Jaguars looks like they had some Scooby snacks. Yes, indeed, the Jaguars looks like they have had some Scooby snacks. Yes, Johnny, please. Do giveaways often. You do not have to be a member to be a recipient of a giveaway. And the Cardinals have an evil look on their face. And with that standing, I'd have that look too. The Rams also looks like they've had some Scooby snacks. Nelly said the fish are surging, and the Chiefs look dejected right now. Steelers, I'm not really sure who they're looking at because there's only one eye available. And the Rams are laughing all the way. Who will be the huge winner this weekend? Will it be the Rams? Will it be the Packers? Will it be the Titans? The Titans look so cute and pleasant. And the Saints might be marching in to the winner's line. The Panthers appear to be sick with that tissue. We have 20 seconds left. Oh, the Texans upside down. Let's see what happens. Will it be the Texans? San Fran definitely had Scooby snacks. San Fran looks like will be the surprise winner this weekend. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was my picks and predictions for week 13. Hopefully everyone enjoyed. Johnny Blaze is up here laughing. Scooby-Doo snacks. Yes, indeed. And if no one has any other comments, I'm going to make sure everyone is here. Okay, Novia says they're here from Indonesia. Indeed, everyone is from all over. everything. And Johnny Blaze is laughing. So with that, you all enjoy the remainder of your Saturday. Enjoy the chats. More importantly, enjoy yourselves, your family, and loved ones. Until next time, you all be safe, be well, and you know the rest. Be healthier. Bye bye for now.